Hi everyone and welcome back to Country Glamour. So I'm going to be starting off with the Maybelline primer, and this is the Blur and Illuminate, and I'm going to put this all over my face. So if you haven't noticed already, I sound very sick. Literally the day after I recorded this video, I ended up getting super sick, so I've been dealing with this congestion for like 2 days now. So that's fun, but just rolling up my sleeves on my jacket in the video. And I'm actually going to be mixing two foundations together. I'm going to be using the Sonia Kashuk foundation, and then I'm also going to be using the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. I'm going to put 5 drops of the Total Control Drop Foundation. The reason I do this is because I love the formula of the Sonia Kashuk one, but it's a little too dark for me. But I love the color of the NYX Total Drop Foundation, and I feel like it slides into the skin a little bit smoother. So I like to mix both of those together. So obviously I got my brush, I'm mixing it together, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put that on my face with that brush. And I got this brush from a container that I will be talking about here shortly. I mostly wanted to do this video because I use a lot of drugstore products to do my foundation routine. So I kind of wanted to talk about some of those products that I used. So I obviously have my eyes done, no need to worry about that. This is just mostly a foundation tutorial. So I am just putting a little bit more product on there so that I can keep on continuing with my face. And then I'm obviously using my beauty blender to buff everything out. I like to kind of do this with my brush, and then I go back over it with my beauty blender because I feel like the beauty blender just kind of sets it and makes it a much more even complexion than I would if I just put it on my face with this brush. So yeah, gonna be using the beauty blender to smooth everything out. And I do apologize, like I said, that I'm sick, so if you don't want to listen to me like this, I'm very sorry. I just really wanted to put up this video, and unfortunately, I'm sick. Alright, so after I have my face patted down with my beauty blender, then I'm going to grab this container right here. This is a concealer palette. I got this from Marshall's. I'll have to link it in the description below of who it belongs to. But I'm basically just going to use the shade Vanilla this comes with. I'm just using that to cover up some blemishes. I'm going to put that on my upper lip, and then I'm obviously going to put that on my under eye to conceal it. And this is a very bright white shade. And once I have that on there, you can see I'm going to go in a V shape, putting that on my under eye, my lip, and my blemishes, and a little bit on my forehead because I had a blemish on my forehead. So then I'm going to just pat that in with the brush that I originally used that I had my foundation on, only on the spots where my blemishes were. Now I'm going to grab my beauty blender and I'm just going to pat over my concealer. I want to get it nice and blended in there, so I'm going to just pat and rub it in. Alright, so now I'm going to put that actually in that shade, and I'm going to put that on my under eye, because I wanted quite a bit of product, and using the beauty blender helped a lot. Now I'm going to use an opposite side of my beauty blender and buff that out. Alright. Alrighty. So now it's super wet under my eyes, which is kind of what I wanted. And now I'm just going to grab another little brush that came with it, and I'm going to use that shade right there. I will link it in the description below because I can't remember off the top of my head. And I'm going to slightly contour my nose with this. I kind of wanted to show what all this palette can offer, because like I said, I got it from Marshall's for like $5 which I wasn't expecting very good pigment or color payoff or even good quality out of it at all whatsoever. And I have to say that I like it a lot so far. It blends pretty decently. I think it'll be good, and it'll come in handy also in my makeup products for whenever I do makeup on clients. So pretty excited about that because it's got, you know, obviously different shades for each different skin tone. And obviously I'm just contouring, making a line on my cheekbones, my forehead, and then I'm going to grab my contour brush from the Aesthetica Cosmetics Contour Kit. And I don't have any product on there except maybe some leftover product, but I'm just basically buffing that out. So with this one, it was kind of being difficult with me, so I decided to get my beauty blender and just buff it out a little bit more. And then I grabbed that brush and started buffing it out. Alright, now it's time to blend out my forehead. This just makes my temples stand out a little bit more, giving it a more defined look on my face, making my whole face look contoured. Now I'm just going to grab that small little brush that actually came with this kit, and I'm going to drag that dark shade down the side of my nose. And that basically just gives it a shadow effect, which makes my nose seem a little bit smaller than it actually is. Because whenever you darken it up a little bit right there, it just kind of gives that shadow, which makes it look like the bridge of your nose is tinier than it actually is. So that's kind of nice. You always want to put a highlight shade on the top of your nose because, like I said, that darkness will kind of make it all look a little bit different and kind of change the shape of your bridge on your nose. So now I'm just going in with the Coty Airspun translucent powder. I'm just putting that on my beauty blender and putting it underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to grab my Morphe, I believe this is the S9 brush, and I'm just patting that all over my face. Staying away from my under eye for the moment because I want that to bake for just a second. Then obviously I'm just taking that away because I don't need it on there anymore. I don't want to bake like crazy. The only time I really like to let it bake and sit for a long time is whenever I'm putting on glitter eyeshadow like what I have on my eyes, which by the way is the Stila Magnificent Liquid eyeshadow, Magnificent Liquid Metals eyeshadow, and the shade Smoldering Satin. So far I really love it. So now I'm just going to go on top of where I had placed that translucent powder and go back over that contour line, but I'm going to set it with powder this time, and this is from the Aesthetica Cosmetics Contour Kit. This side was just a little bit darker than I wanted, so I grabbed the brush that had the translucent powder and I just go back over it because I don't need it to be ridiculous. So I went ahead and did my brows, and then I finished putting on the rest of my eye makeup. I added just a little bit of some black eyeshadow underneath my eye. This is also a product I got from Marshall's for like $5. This is, I think, BH Cosmetics, and this is a blush palette that I received, obviously. And it's extremely pigmented. I don't know if you could tell, but I barely dipped my brush into that palette. And oh my gosh, it's so much pigment. Like, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, I have to kind of go over this with a translucent brush so that it doesn't look so stinking pigmented and crazy, because it does give off a lot of color. And it's not like chunky or weird, it's just, it blends really well. It's really good pigmented. I really like it so far. Again, not what I was expecting for $5, but I thought that was a really good deal. And again, I'm going to use that definitely on clients. So now I'm going in with the color Daydream from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Glow Kit. This isn't a drugstore product, obviously, but it's kind of one of my I have to have it type things. I love this palette so much. And obviously I'm going to put that on my nose, my forehead, my chin, my cheekbones, and then a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Now I'm using Kitty Cat and Forever Young and I'm mixing them together because I wanted more of a highlight than what I previously had. I just wanted to glow it up, and you can see how good that highlights that Cupid's bow right there, which is mostly what I want to stand out. Now I'm going to be using Forever Lit, and I'm going to put that on the on my brow bone, underneath my brow, so it stands out. Then I'm going to put it on a small little brush, a little pencil brush, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner so that it stands out a lot more. So now that I've done that, I'm going to grab the shade Lax, L-A-X, and this is by ColourPop, the Ultra Matte Lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, and I'm just putting that on my lips, like as you see right now, obviously. Now this is like a very dark maroonish brown. Not a color I would generally go for, but I feel like the look that I kind of did on my eyes was like a chocolatey brown with a little bit of that goldish silver metal look to it. So I kind of wanted to add just something a little bit different that I usually don't do. This look would probably be very appropriate for fall, which, honey, I'm still going to be wearing dark statement lips even in summer because that's just how I roll. But I thought it would be very pretty with this look. So once I have that on there, I'm actually going to grab the Stila Magnificent Metals Liquid Eyeshadow. And again, that's the shade Smoldering Satin. I only bought one of these because everyone was raving about them and I wanted to try it, but watch when I put it on. There's just so much pigment. It's so pretty. Obviously, I'm putting that on the bottom of my lips. I kind of wanted to just add a little bit of flair, but once I put it on, I was like, I don't want it to stand out that much. So I ended up grabbing one of my creamy, it's like a creamy matte liquid lipstick from Maybelline. I'll have to check if I'll link it in the description below. But I basically put that on over it because I wanted it to just have a little bit of a creamier effect. And this definitely lightened the look up a little bit, but you could also see a little bit of that sheen and that glitter that I just put on. But overall, I just really liked the way that it looked. It kind of toned it down a little bit more. And this is the look. This is how I usually do my foundation. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this, and please leave me your feedback on what you think. Again, I'm so sorry that I'm sick and I sound so awful during this voiceover, but I had a lot of fun creating this look for you guys, and I will be doing a look with the Stila Magnificent Metal soon. So love you guys. Mwah. Bye.